Pick a card, any card. It seems like everybody and their uncle knows one or two really good card tricks. But serious card manipulation takes time, practice, and effort. If you want to get serious about learning how to amaze people with real card tricks, you're going to have to learn a few extra things. And what I want to do is pull the curtain back today, show you a behind-the-scenes look at card manipulation and what it involves. I've been involved in Magic for 15 years. I've competed in national competitions, and I love to teach people who want to learn about Magic. What I want to do is break it down into three parts for you. Card manipulation involves card control. It involves false shuffles and false cuts. It involves using things like a key card and a cut card. And then finally I'd like to close out by showing you just a few little trick decks and some things that you can do with those. Now the first thing I want to talk about is card control. Card control is when a magician can let you choose a card, put the card back in the deck anywhere, and yet make that card appear exactly where he wants it to appear. It looks like it's magic, and it really isn't. It's just great card manipulation. So for example, let's say you were doing this trick with me and you chose this card, which is the 2 of spades, for your card. We put the card on top of the deck, we cut the card into the deck, and we've lost it. It's gone. It's forever lost. It's not on top of the deck. It's not on bottom of the deck. It's gone forever. Well, card manipulation says that all the magician has to actually do is just sit there and cut the cards, do a really quick shuffle, do a little bit of magic here and there, and what he ends up with is your card on top of the deck, which is a 2 of spades. That's card control. He moves it anywhere he wants it to be in the deck. It's not that hard, but it seems like it is. He can even do a little bit of false shuffle, a little bit of false cutting, and he can move your card to the bottom of the deck. That's card control. Now, false cuts and false shuffles are a little bit different from card control. A false cut and a false shuffle actually makes the magician hold the entire deck in order. Here's how it works. It looks like he's changing the order of the deck, but he's not. The difference between card control and false cuts and false shuffles is he's not controlling one card, he's controlling the entirety of the deck, or at least a block of cards in it. So for example, let's take the top card, which in this case is the Joker. So we got the Joker's there, we're going to take it, we're going to end up putting it on top of the deck, we're going to cut the deck, and I'm going to do a cut and a false shuffle and a false cut. I moved it in, I'm going to do a little bit of a cut, I'm going to do a little bit of a shuffle there. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do when I'm holding the cards 3 feet in the air. Usually I have a table when I try to do something like this, but you can see what I'm trying to say. We do a cut, we do a shuffle, we do another cut, and what we end up with here is not that the cards have changed. The cards haven't really changed position at all. All the cards have done is stay the same because that top card is still the Joker. As a matter of fact, the whole deck is in the same order it was just a few seconds ago. That's a false cut and a false shuffle. Now I'm going to show you how you can look like a magician tonight with just a few minutes practice using something called a cut card and a key card. Here's the difference between the two. A cut card is exactly what it sounds like. It looks like an ordinary playing card, but what I've done is I've actually cut 1/8 of an inch off the top of this card. I've shaved the sides to make it look normal. It's just a little bit smaller than a regular card. To show you how it works, I'm going to put this red back card in a blue back deck so you can follow along with me and see exactly what's going on. It's right there, it's on top. Now obviously when you use it, you won't use the same thing. You'll use the same color for the whole thing. But in my case, we're going to use this blue back deck. So let's say you choose a card. In this case, it's the Queen of Diamonds. Have your spectator choose a card, put the card on top, cut the card into the deck, and what's happened is this. Because there's that small card, there is a little bit of a difference there. You really can't see it that easily, but there's a small difference in there that holds that card different from all the rest of them. So it makes it easy for you to stand there and with just a second draw exactly to that card and cut to theirs. It looks like magic, but it's really not. It's a cut card, and it's right there, really easy to see. The other way to do card manipulation is using a key card. Now this one the spectator can't touch because what this is 2 cards that are glued together, face to back. It looks like one card, but it's not, and it doesn't feel like one card. It's hard. And what happens is you take the key card, again, a red back card and a blue back deck so you can follow it. You take the key card, you put it on the bottom of the deck. You have somebody draw a card, any card at all. They pull that card, the 5 of diamonds. You put it on top of the deck, you cut it into the deck, and it's gone. Now the beauty of a key card, I used an old card with a new deck so you could see the difference there. You can see that this is just a beautiful break right here, and all you do is just reach down and you break and you cut to their card every single time. All you're doing is, because that key card is so thick, it allows you to cut to it. So what you can do is actually cut at any point in time, and you found their card, cut to it, cut the card apart, again do a do a shuffle, but make sure that you keep your card on top of the deck And what you end up doing is you're able to draw to your card at any point in time using a key card because of the thickness. That's two ways that magicians can cheat when they don't have time to practice or they don't have the desire to practice. You can do that tonight. Cut a card 1/8 of an inch off, and you've got a cut card that's small enough to fit into a regular deck. Take two cards, glue them together, you've got a key card, give it time to dry, and you can play with that thing and feel exactly what I'm talking about. That's using a cut card and a key card. I'd like to finish by showing you trick decks. Just a couple of examples. A trick deck is a deck that allows you to do something you couldn't do with an ordinary deck of cards. Now, the problem with a trick deck is if a spectator touches it, if a spectator holds it, they can find the secret and they can learn exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it. So a trick deck's really kind of limited. However, a trick deck lets you take an entire deck of cards and change it into the same card and then change it all back again to normal cards. It lets you change the colors of all the cards. It lets you do some really great things that you can't do with an ordinary deck of cards. So the trick deck is good, and it has its place, but not all the time. So what I've done today is I've shown you a little bit of behind the scenes work in card manipulation and what goes on to make a card trick work. Hopefully it made you interested in magic, and if I have, you can find places on the internet all over to help you learn more tricks or buy more tricks and really get involved in it. If not, at least I hope you've gained a little bit more of a background and a little bit more behind the scenes knowledge of what happens next time you see that magician on TV and they walk up to a stranger from out of nowhere and they say, "Hey, pick a card."